That's right, Chuck.
Hello there.
Assemble.
Just check a
Together.
99 Nerds Podcast. This is Austin with Sean.
Hello.
David. It's the
Finger
three of
guns.
us. Bing, bang, bong. This is
pod racing.
Podcasting, and we are here today with episode 44 to talk about
The double digits.
Sean, you saw Oppenheimer.
How many times?
Not once,
Not twice.
not
3 times.
how many times?
4 times.
So, Sean,
for episode 44.
I gotta ask you, what the heck is wrong with you? Why did you see that movie 4 times?
Because I'm compensating for something.
I don't know what that means, but I'm praying for you. That's like 16. That's like 16 hours of Nolan coming straight to the
12.
dome.
Just 12.
Oh, okay. So Sean, why 4 times? What was it that kept drawing you back? What is it?
It's a good movie.
This Oppenheimer character.
It's a good movie.
Yeah?
I really enjoyed it.
What would you say compared to other Christopher Nolan stories? How does this rank?
So in our previous episode, I spent a lot of time talking about the issues of Nolan's audio mixing.
Right.
And also kind of the phenomenon of why he's trying to do these 70 millimeter IMAX format things.
Right.
But I think this movie fixes a lot of that stuff. I'll say it's kind of hectically edited. It's a very fast-paced movie, even though it's 3 hours long. A lot of snappy dialogue, back and forth, scene to scene to scene to scene.
Yeah.
At times, the movie feels more like a montage than just a regular story. I'm glad I saw it multiple times because then I kind of was able to like absorb everything that's happening in the story.
Gotcha. So I heard that there is something very important about the black and white scenes versus the color scenes.
So yes, if you see the trailers, you'll notice that there's some stuff is in color, some stuff is in black and white. The black and white stuff focuses on a side character named Louis Strauss, who is kind of the antagonist of the film. He was a politician who was not a big fan of Oppenheimer. And so the film doesn't just focus on Oppenheimer, the man, and his research with the Manhattan Project, but it also focuses on their relationship with each other and kind of how their feud started and how it affected both of their lives going forward. In fact, interesting thing about the movie is you're watching it and you know it's a movie about the Trinity test. It's a movie about the construction and development of the atomic bomb. And you are sitting there waiting with suspense for that moment of the film where the bomb finally goes off. Mm-hmm. It actually happens almost exactly 2 hours into the movie.
Oh, wow.
And then you're like, okay, but wait a minute, this is a 3-hour movie. Like, what the heck is left? Like, we should just like get going now.
Right.
But the final act of the film is actually really, really good too, because it's all of the post World War II development with Oppenheimer, how he was involved in the government, and how his credibility both was built in the eyes of the American public, but also how it got really, really, really strained with all that attention on him. So he's a complex character, and it makes for a very complex, deep, pretty powerful movie. I very much enjoyed it. I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Dang.
Wow.
High marks from Sean.
You know what I also gave a 9 out of 10 though that I saw? Barbie.
Someone don't run from the Lord.
Oh my gosh. You hit that Barbenheimer, dude.
I did.
Like,
I was one of those weirdos.
you watched Barbie and then you just stayed in the theater, right?
Pretty much.
Dang.
Double showing.
Were you wearing a pink jacket that
No,
reversed?
some people were though. Some people were wearing like the half black, half pink shirts.
Dang. I saw that they've got a lot of Ken merch.
Yeah, Ken is like secretly the best part of that movie.
Really?
Yeah. I actually was like, wait, Ken was a really fun character.
The best part about those scenes with Ryan Gosling is like when he shows up, he's literally me.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
I am Ryan Gosling. I am Knuff. What do you think, David?
I haven't seen it and I won't see it, so.
You won't see Barbie. Why not?
Nah, because I'm a guy.
No, it's a fun. I think it's fun. I think it's fun intentionally for guys.
I don't know.
I think the movie celebrates men a lot more than you'd think.
Who has like ownership of Barbie? Like what streaming service would that go to?
America.
Probably Netflix.
Oh, you mean like
It's probably up for the highest bidder.
it's Warner Brothers?
Is it Warner
Also
Brothers?
HBO.
Yeah. So there you go. No, Dave, don't wait till it's streaming.
I have to.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not giving them any more money.
What about Oppenjobbers?
Dude,
Up and jobbers.
it's kind of like, yeah, I get it. Like, we blew them up.
Oh my
I don't know. Like, I had no part in that. It was before I was born.
That's true. You didn't have any part in that.
I don't know. It's like, why relive the past? Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Like the shot, Mickey.
Dang.
So
I mean, everybody's raving about Nolan, though. You would say it was
that's
a
the
good
one
show?
thing. It's a Nolan movie. You
Yeah.
almost have to watch it.
I feel like I've seen Nolan on the media circuit more for this movie than ever before. People are asking him his favorite movies, which apparently is like Talladega Nights or something. I'm seeing all these like quotes from Christopher Nolan answering questions. He never does like media circuit ever.
Yeah.
I've never heard a quote from him in any capacity.
I didn't know what he looked like until recently.
It's true. He must be pretty proud of this movie, I guess.
He's going out
What
there.
if I told you this might be the last big blockbuster movie in theaters?
Dang.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with this strike.
You got the writer's strike, you got the actor's strike.
I thought you were gonna say this is Nolan's last movie. I
I don't think that's true, but
was gonna say he went out with a bang.
oh my gosh.
You son of a gun.
Doesn't have to end like this.
I heard a theory coming from someone who knows nothing about the strike. It's essentially about like streaming service revenue and then like the threat of AI, right?
Yeah,
That's kinda
maybe not equal parts 50-50, but yeah.
Okay,
those
so a
two
couple
things.
of the key points. Somebody theorized that what they want these streaming platforms to do is like open their books up as far as revenue so that they can divvy it up more equally. Somebody theorized that the streaming platforms are not gaining as much viewership and revenue as everybody thinks. And by opening it up and saying like, all right, we'll show you everything so that we can make this more equal, they're actually going to be shooting themselves in the foot because they'll say, look, our viewership is actually down quite a bit. And because of that, then the funding for all these new projects and movies and shows is going to go way down. So yes, we will divvy up the revenue more for you, but now that you can see everything, we actually don't have any money for that new movie you were going to be in. So now you're jobless.
Well, yeah, it's all supply and demand. I mean, if you just overload the people with content,
Because there's so much.
dude, Disney Plus really just, even Star Wars. Like, I hate to say it, but
What's his face? Kevin Feige said they're going to reevaluate moving forward because they realized, like Bob Iger said, they realized like,
She-Hulk didn't perform well.
they just saturated the market with MCU content that was not top tier, and now like nobody wants to watch
The
it.
thing about how strange it is that you can have the highest grossing movies of all time,
Right.
but every time you put out a movie for hundreds of millions of dollars in production and marketing costs, it's a gamble. You could lose a lot.
It's true.
You know, they're putting $200+ million into Secret Invasion, and nobody likes it.
Nobody's even seen it.
That's a topic we wanted to talk about. We're not watching Secret Invasion. I didn't see it. I don't particularly want to.
I watched the first episode, but
How was it?
I was like, that girl either looks like the girl from Game of Thrones or the girl from Solo. So I told Emily, and she goes, yeah, they're both the same person. Oh, Amelia Clark.
Well, there you go.
That's her.
Didn't you say mom watched it?
Yeah, mom said she hated it.
Dang.
Didn't get approval.
So you know that's not good.
Yeah.
No. I've heard two things about Secret Invasion: the roadie stuff and that chick stuff.
Emilia Clarke.
Amelia Clark. Her character apparently breaks everything.
Poor Emilia Clarke is in like all these big giant movies. She was in obviously Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Terminator. Like she's just getting access to all these things, and then they just kind of all bomb.
Where did she start?
I wonder if she's like cursed.
Was it Game of Thrones she started?
West Philadelphia?
It's hard for me. Oh my gosh, it's hard for me to say where her kind of first role was, but that was definitely her big breakout role. I think for sure.
Do you want to talk about Game of Thrones, David?
Dude, that show. Oh man, dude. It's so good, but it doesn't make you feel good.
Uh-oh.
That's the best way I can say it. Literally every season finale is an dude, like you fall in love with a character and then they die in the most gruesome way that you could ever imagine.
That's what I've heard about Game of Thrones, and that's why I've never watched it.
That's why I don't want to endorse it. I don't want to write my name next to it saying.
Well, you did in 2 other previous episodes, so now you gotta backtrack.
I think it's a great show, but it's not a great show.
It's not wholesome.
There's a lot of nudity, a lot of messed up scenes. It's very gory. Like the death scenes are pretty nuts.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There's movies of like people dying and stuff, but like there's this like rule, like you don't show kids dying.
Sure.
Like you don't go there.
Yeah.
This show doesn't care about any of that. So they'll just do whatever they want.
Why can't more movies be like extremely goofy movies, Sean?
Well, I was going to say Oppenheimer, actually, although I really like the movie, I thought it's a great movie. I think it does suffer from like, it's R-rated. You have to walk into it understanding and expecting that it's R-rated. I wouldn't recommend it for kids. And it does have at least a couple moments of like gratuitous nudity that just seem to be, in some ways, they're artistically valuable, but in other ways, you could have shot it more tastefully. And then there's at least one part early on that just feels like it's like cringy.
Yikes.
It's like, dude, cringe.
Well, I texted Miranda we could go see it, but now
Never mind.
never mind, honey.
You think that we're just all getting exhausted by all the sex and the violence?
I mean, probably.
Are we boomers?
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
I'm the boomist.
It just happens so fast.
Give me them. Give me some New Balances.
That's what it is, man.
What kind of shoes are you wearing right now?
Brooks.
That's one step away.
I feel like
I actually messaged somebody on Facebook Marketplace this morning about some New Balance running shoes.
The heck?
Dang.
You need help.
a 45-year-old man who cuts his grass at him, you want to get him to run?
Get him to live in.
Those grass stained sneakers. So you know they're good. You wear them with the cargo shorts and the high socks.
Oh, God. And a nice polo.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm upset today.
You're mad?
It just, the superhero movies aren't the same anymore. They all kind of suck. It was like,
But Dave, what about Blue Beetle? That'll cheer you up.
no, dude, I don't even. And that's not even like any kind of racist stuff either. I'm not seeing it.
What's wrong with Blue Beetle? It's because he's blue, isn't it?
I accidentally blew myself.
Tobias Funke. Rest of them. That was a good one. No, dude, I'm excited for like the Latino community with this. Like, the representation.
You're excited for them?
Yeah. Who else have they had?
Nobody.
Neymar, and he's out
George Lopez.
abusing. Oh.
He's in the movie.
And Shark Boy and Lava Girl. He's MODOK.
Excuse me. Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
That's true.
They are the same movie. It's so hard to determine which one's which. Dang.
Dude, yeah, just the nature of movies nowadays. Nothing's original. It's like we need something new.
What about AHSOKA, Dave?
That's new.
Dude, I don't
hot on the
know.
heels.
I didn't watch the latest trailer because I didn't want any spoilers.
I'm not gonna watch it either.
I don't want any expectation.
I don't either.
Let me down slowly.
I really wanted to watch Rebels first because it's supposed to be like Rebels season 5.
That's probably a good call. I would just, if you're gonna watch Rebels, maybe just watch the last season again, just to see like what was Sabine doing again. I mean, I know what happened with Ezra, but what was the latest with Ahsoka? What was like the last episodes that she had shown up? Rebels is so good.
It is a good show.
We've talked about it.
It's a lot of time committing to that, but
It is. I was joking with somebody that works at my business. They work for me. How can I phrase this? One of my employees, me and them were talking, and they had just, like, they said they wanted to watch Star Wars, and I was like, all right, here's what you do. And I broke it all down. I'm like, but you can't exclude Clone Wars, and I'm going to hold you to it. And it's important that you see this. There's 66 episodes, or no, there's like 120 something episodes, 66 hours of content. That 66 hours is just as important as the 18 hours of movie. Obviously half joking, but also completely serious.
It just seems like a lot.
It's a lot.
Like, I can't watch all of Rebels and Clone Wars before Ahsoka.
not at this point.
No, you don't have to watch all of Clone Wars.
I'm not excited about Ahsoka at all.
Heard a rumor Hayden might show up. Hayden.
Isn't he?
Don't be hating.
Isn't he gone though? By that show.
Nobody's ever really gone, Sean.
He's Vader.
Yeah, but Vader's. This is after Return of the Jedi. He's gone. He's dead.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. This
Ahsoka's
is
after?
This is Mandalorian.
This is after the Empire Falls.
This is post Mandalorian.
Oh, she's probably gonna have those flashbacks like
Oh
Kenobi.
my gosh. Just
And
dredging the
It's a flashback of her watching Anakin and Padme making out.
that's what I'm talking about, dude.
Why would she be doing that?
Not on purpose.
I think that's the biggest problem right now. Everybody is so caught up in what worked back then
dude.
that they're trying to remake it.
Toy Story
look at
5.
Look at Disney. Every time they do something, it fails. So what they do is they make the live action version of the cartoon that everybody is still watching.
They're remaking Snow White.
They don't know what to do, and that's why I appreciate Game of Thrones so much.
Sure.
They're not trying to make you feel good. They're not writing a cheesy story. It is a great story that is written,
Yeah.
and nothing goes the way you want it to. So yeah, you feel empty, but you don't want to stop watching.
Everything does feel like we're either gonna go back and give you more information about the stories and characters you already know and love, or we're gonna remake, the Snow White that came out in 1937 or something like that.
Yeah, it's every Marvel movie is a superhero who is against like the craziest like world-ending situations. Like, oh my god, the world's gonna end if we don't stop this. So they just make them super OP, and that's why Batman is so great. Batman doesn't have powers, and he still finds a way to win, and he doesn't kill people. So he has his own.
And he's literally me.
Sure, Austin.
I thought you were Ken. I guess anybody could be under that mask. Even you.
Like I said, give me 3-inch boots, dye my hair, call me Bruce.
Well, let me tell you what I think might be a problem. It's the fact that there is more content than can ever be consumed. Now, food. Let's think about food. There's people out there whose entire career and job is making food.
Right.
Food,
Bless them.
food scales well.
Sure.
The more mouths to feed, the more food you need.
Right.
More food you create, the more mouths you eventually have to fill.
Dude,
I
it all
this
scales.
analogy. This is good.
But media doesn't work like that because all of us can be watching one show. Everybody's obsessed over Lost, Game of Thrones. Everybody's like attached to something.
Mandalorian.
And while we're all attached to this one thing, in the background, there's 10,000 other movies and shows being produced that nobody has a chance to see.
Right.
100%, dude.
We need shorter work weeks. Forget I need more time to watch.
just to watch shows. I love like any other generous or like malevolent idea of social reform you had. It's not about that. It's just about I need more time to watch these shows. You realize by saying that you're just creating another job that has to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
9 to 5, sit here and watch all the episodes of New Girl.
Dude.
I did that. I watched all of New Girl. Have you seen New Girl?
I've seen a couple episodes.
That's a good one.
I've heard it's good.
I
John
don't see how
Cena's
she
in it.
can be new anymore.
I heard there's 2 people named Winston in it.
Yeah. You just ruined an episode later on.
Well,
but
it's a solid name.
That reminds me, you know who's in Oppenheimer that blew my mind? First of all, everybody's in Oppenheimer.
the little man.
What? No, I was gonna say, you remember that?
The bomb.
Yes, the
Fat
fat
boy.
man, fat little man, and fat boy. Nobody knows. It's not important.
Those
you
are
know
the
who's
name
in the
of the
movie?
nukes.
You know who's in the
Jobber,
movie?
Little timer.
Remember the Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
Yes.
You remember
Bernard.
the head elf?
Yes.
He's in Oppenheimer.
I saw a picture.
It's like mind blowing.
He's so old.
Yeah.
It broke my head.
He's just like unrecognizable,
He's
but
not
he's also
supposed to-
so good in the movie.
He's not supposed to age. What does he play?
He plays another scientist who's like kind of one of Oppenheimer's best friends who also is on the project.
Gotcha.
Josh Peck is in it,
Dude.
of course. Josh is in it. Josh Hartnett. Maybe you've seen a little movie called Pearl Harbor.
Oh, dang, he is?
Black Hawk Down.
Dang.
Pearl Harbor is a great movie.
Josh Hartnett looking like a dad is like a really weird thing. I haven't seen the guy in like 15 years, and he's just like he's great in the movie too. Everybody in the movie's great.
Wait.
Since 1941.
Pearl Harbor happened before we nuked Japan, right? And that's why we nuked Japan? They
Pearl Harbor
started
was the
something with us?
inciting incident of us
Yeah.
getting into World War II.
Did they go into the Pearl Harbor at all?
Nah, actually, there's
Is
a
he the
reference.
pilot
that's what
from
I'm-
Pearl Harbor?
that's what I'm
and
gonna
he's
ask.
Oh my gosh! No, he plays a scientist.
crossover. He's both.
Maybe he moved up the ladder.
Wasn't he the one that was a POW in that movie?
Piece of...
No, he was a pilot in the movie, and at the very end of the movie, they were part of the Doolittle raid, which was the first kind of counterattack we made against Japan
Right.
right after Pearl Harbor.
Right.
And his plane crashed in China, and he got killed by Japanese soldiers. But then Ben Affleck survived and had to raise Josh Hartnett's son.
Dang, I misremember that movie. I thought he survived, and then he came back to find Ben Affleck macking on his chick.
Ben Affleck was the one who went missing, and then he suddenly, oh my gosh, she's actually alive this whole time. But Josh Hartnett had already gone into the DMs. Oh my gosh, what have I done to this mic? Help.
So anyway, Pearl Harbor.
Speaking of food, from like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Top 5 sub places, go. Because I've got a top 5.
Well, then you go.
All right, so I'll go, fine. Number 5, anything that's not DeBella's.
Wow.
Number 4.
David had a negative experience at DeBella's, and he will never forgive that one employee, and the entire business has been ruined in his eyes.
What happened?
Because of one incompetent employee.
What
and
did they
he'll
do?
never
Was the
forgive him.
manager. No, this girl.
Doesn't matter.
Dave, you got to tell the
So
story.
I order DeBella's online, right? Online.
Okay, the internet.
I order a sub by name, right? So when there is a sub that has a name, usually that sub has a certain concoction of ingredients. And this lady decided to put bread and meat. No cheese, no lettuce, no onion, no sauce, nothing. She put meat and bread. I got home, took a bite and said, "What is this?" So I went back. I said, "Hey, you didn't give me anything that the sub names on your website." She goes, "Oh yeah, you're supposed to ask for that, like specifically." I said, "Then why is it by name with these ingredients? Those ingredients weren't in this."
Sure.
She goes, that's how we do things now. And so I called before I went back up, and they said, "We'll remake it, sorry." So I go back up, and she goes, "Oh yeah, we'll just give you the ingredients we didn't put on. You can put it on your sub." And I said, "No, you said you'd remake it.
That's
the
more
only
work.
reason." Right.
It's
So
more
that's the only
work.
reason I'm here. She goes, "Okay, we'll do it this time, but next time." And she was so sassy. So I'll never go back.
I do not endorse this negative view of DeBella's. I think they have fine subs.
They're not even worth talking about anymore.
So number 5 is like
Anything else.
hundreds, thousands of
Yes.
restaurants. Okay. Then
You go to
number
Walmart and get their sub.
4. Okay.
Not the Subway in Walmart. Walmart sub.
Right. Number 4, I'm gonna go Jimmy John's.
Timothy Johnson.
There is something about their bread.
What is it?
It like just puts you in like a drunkenness. I don't know. It's so good.
Cheesy used to work at Jimmy John's.
Timothy. Jonathan.
And then he became a cop. So that should tell you something.
Coincidence?
He saw a lot of crime.
But what
and
do you
he's like,
think
I
of-
gotta stop this.
Well, what do you think about Jimmy John and all of his trophy hunting?
I don't have opinions on anything like
Wow,
that.
so one person can ruin the franchise of one business, but not the other.
Wait,
Got
Jimmy
it.
John's, what is he? Who is he killed?
He like killed a rhino or something. I don't remember.
Oh, that's not a big deal.
No.
He goes every year on big game hunts, so people have a problem with it.
Well, yeah, let him do it. I mean, he only has to do it for a few more years, and then he can't do it anymore.
I guess. There won't be anything left.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
Number 3, Potbelly.
Sure.
Oh, dude.
Dude, their hot peppers kick you in the throat.
I've never had Potbelly.
Dude, Potbelly is
Potbelly's pretty
so good.
Yeah.
There's like a grain to their like bread. That's the only way I can describe it. It is so good. Yeah, I had it for the first time on my way to Jamaica.
It sounds like bread has a lot to do with your sub experience.
Yeah, and the sauce. I'm a saucy boy. I like my sauce.
You are. God, you are.
Lost in the sauce.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 2, I am going to say Jersey Mike's. Mike's Way, sauce me up, onion me up, lettuce.
What is Mike's Way?
Mike's Way is the vinegar, the oil.
Yeah, Mike's Way is gross.
Oh, dude, get out.
I don't want. Listen. I eat a sub. It's all the idea of the sub is all of the ingredients are contained inside the bread.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to like hold it and then like the oozing. I have to wash my hands afterwards.
Dude, you don't even have to drink anything. You're drinking and eating when you're eating your sub.
That's gross. How many pairs of jeans and t-shirts have been ruined?
I have a certain pair of jeans I wear when I eat Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike beans.
My Jersey Mike jeans. All right. Well,
JMJs.
Number 1 best sub ever.
Bring
is
it.
going to surprise you.
I'm not sure what you're going to say.
Buscemi's. Go to Buscemi's. No, this isn't what you think. The ciabatta sub. Oh my gosh. It is the best sub I've ever had. It's so good. The dough is so soft.
so good. I just want to get the good out of it.
Dude, I could eat it every day.
Buscemi's is legit.
What's
every meal.
what's ciabatta mean? Is it just the kind of bread or the shape of the bread or?
Yeah, it's a type of bread.
Yeah, it's like a flatbread type.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's super soft. And it's like parmy and buttery. And it's so good, dude.
I don't like Parmesan. Parme's overrated.
Remember how Austin came in
said it.
here and
Okay. I'd love
Austin
to watch
came
you
in
eat
here a little bit ago and he was just like wolfing down Panda Express.
Yeah.
I went full panda mode.
And I haven't eaten yet.
It
today.
was a pandemonium.
It's pandemonium. Yeah, pandemic.
Nice.
So yeah.
Plandemic. Well, that's great, David. That came out of nowhere.
I know,
I'm happy you got that off your chest.
Sometimes there's things on my heart that need to come out.
I think we should
That's
do
what this podcast is for.
We should do that every week. We should have a segment where we just get a top 5 off of
Food.
our chest.
Top 5 food.
You can do whatever you want,
Dude, really? Do you mean that?
I mean that.
It's your podcast too, Dave.
But not every week. And not you every time.
All right.
Every 5th episode, one of us will do. No, we could do that more regularly. I'd be down for that.
How about a top 4 because this is episode 44?
Ooh, or a top 44.
Top 44.
I can't think of
Oh
top
my
40.
God.
I can't. I could barely think of my top 44 numbers.
Top 44 states, go.
Just tell us what the 6 that you don't like.
Excluding.
Ohio.
The ones I've been to, I guess.
Oh, man.
I haven't been around the country that much in hindsight.
Yeah, but you just went to Italy.
We will. Once this
Doesn't
podcast
count.
blows up.
Doesn't count.
Dude, we'll be hitting conventions.
I don't know if I want
Catch
to
us
travel
out
that
in-
much though.
Catch us out in Boise.
I don't want to get too far away from my bed.
at a 99 Nerds rally. We could give away a PS5 and start a riot in the streets, like that Twitch streamer did.
Is that what that was about?
Yeah.
It was over a PS5 or was it something else?
He said he was going to do a massive giveaway. It was a PS5, but
That's not massive nor a giveaway. That's like the PS5 is how many years old now?
I don't know. Aren't they still super hard to get?
No, they just made it easier. Did they? You can get it now.
I have a PS5 now.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't even
guess
want,
it
I
is
barely
easy.
even wanted it.
Oh, shoot.
No, I enjoy it. Teasy got it for me.
Cheesy's the goat. Yeah, I think it was just like he said, I'm going to do a massive giveaway. And then like 5,000 people showed up. And I think you need a permit for something like that.
Why is this person that popular?
He's like one of the top Twitch guys. I can't remember his name. I don't know. I don't subscribe to Twitchers.
Yeah, dude.
I just subscribe to 99 Nerds.
There you go. We don't. So we don't subscribe to anything on Twitch. We're not paying attention to that. We are hardly seeing any movies anymore. We're not watching anything new on Disney Plus.
We're not excited about superhero movies.
Dave's more worried about catching up on 10-year-old shows
Yeah.
and even upcoming stuff we like completely dismiss, like Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that's pretty much the state that we're at.
I feel like we maybe need to redefine what it means to be a nerd.
Shoot.
What else can be nerdy besides media?
Squishmallows.
Magic the Gathering, boys.
MTG.
It's time to get into it.
Sean, what happened with Magic the Gathering?
Oh yeah, that's right. I've been talking about so the Wizards of the Coast went full Willy Wonka. and they released a 1-of-1 card
Yeah.
for their new Lord of the Rings set.
The One Ring
The
to rule
One
them
Ring.
all.
That's a serialized version of the card there's exactly one in the world. Finally was found in Canada.
They
Yikes.
always do that.
What do you mean they always do that?
It's always Canada, eh?
One, who's they? And what's that?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything that could be good. Justin Bieber, you know how mad I was when I found out he's from Canada? We didn't even make that.
Bring it back, Sean.
Yeah, so it came back, it was found in Canada. And you know who just bought it?
Who?
For $2 million.
What?
Eminem.
Post Malone.
Is he from Canada?
That's not the right question to
I'm gonna
ask.
look it up.
You know why Post Malone is elite?
Why is
'Cause
that?
His name's Austin.
No,
There you
it's
go.
not.
Yes, it is.
That's the name of his album, not
Google
his
it.
name.
Hit that Googs.
Well, anyway, Post Malone is a huge Magic the Gathering nerd. So, in all things considered, I think it's actually my intention was
American rapper.
Oh my gosh. My intention was if I found the One Ring, I was going to take a trip to New Zealand and throw it in a volcano.
That's right.
But I'm glad at the end of it, somebody else found it and they made a lot of money off of it. And of all the people to own it now, it's a guy who is, he's a goofy guy who obviously loves the game a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in hindsight, it's pretty cool that he would have a one-of-a-kind card like that to enjoy.
Now, Teasy said he's going to throw it in a volcano. Was that misinformation?
Who knows what's on that guy's heart right now?
Dude. Yeah, literally.
Do you know our wives were conspiring against us
For what?
to get Post Malone tickets?
Yeah, we almost got it. It was on our anniversary. He was in town.
Wait, conspiring against?
Yeah.
Like, as in you wanted to get them and they found a way to sabotage that?
No, like I was boycotting
I would have went.
Post Malone in concerts as a whole
Why?
because I'm done.
You're done with a lot
I'm
lately,
done,
Dave.
dude.
So, okay, we're going to add that to the list, too. No concerts.
Dude.
Dave, with the...
Actually, I
Dave,
went
with
to the
the
Millennium concert.
With the actors strike, what else are you... And the writer's strike, what else are you going to do?
Dang.
We're going to have to start going to plays or something.
Yeah, my eyes can't be entertained. My ears need to be now.
You went to Millennium.
Oh, yeah, I went to the Millennium concert, and I realized I actually kind of like concerts.
Concerts are fun.
No, it was wild, man. I'm not into like EDM, but now I am.
Right.
When that flame first hit on the drop, dude, I went, oh, this is really cool.
Millennium is good.
You're a complex person, Dave.
Dude, I like what I like.
All right.
Sue me.
I will. I'll take you to court. I was talking to an employee who he went also to the Millennium concert.
Saw him.
It was a while ago, and I was like, I really like this one guy. I don't know if he's big or not. It's like Elium or something. He's like, oh, Millennium? I'm like, yeah, I'm an idiot. He's like, he's basically the biggest name in EDM. I'm like, oh, I don't know if he's even popular, but I like him.
That's funny.
And then I felt pretty
What
dumb.
makes one the biggest name in EDM? Just like hype concerts?
Font size.
Font size. Okay.
Biggest name.
Oh. That was good. Yeah.
Sean slowly realizes.
Austin Richard Post.
Told you.
6'28".
He's 6 foot 28 inches.
No, 6'28" years old. He reminds me of a Cheeto.
A Cheeto?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's a very random thing to say.
Did you guys watch that Flaming Hot Cheeto documentary?
The
No
movie?
way.
No, I didn't.
I didn't watch it. I just know that there is one.
I know it was a janitor
Yeah.
who came up with it.
They made it's a movie, I think.
So here's
way.
maybe it is a movie.
Yeah, I
not a
think it
documentary.
is.
So
drama.
can we real quick? Can we talk about what I think might be a troubling trend going on right now?
Sure.
Which is the idea of making movies that attempt to dramatize product development. Like, remember the Air Jordan movie that came out a little while ago?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, oh, the Flaming Hot Cheeto movie.
Right.
Right.
And it's like, you guys realize no matter what, these movies are essentially about a product
Yeah.
that is they're actively encouraging you to buy.
Yep.
Barbie.
Oh my gosh. Toy Story.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to mention how that Elementals completely bombed for Pixar.
Elemental.
Yeah.
It did?
I think so. Because
I wouldn't be surprised if it underperformed.
It's almost like Pixar has played out the what if blank had emotions. They've played it out too much and now people are done.
Yeah, Cars.
What if cars had emotions? What if planes had emotions? What if toys had emotions?
Well,
I will
what's
say-
a plane movie?
It's called Airplanes. It's a spin-off of Cars.
Wasn't it like straight to DVD?
Yeah.
I know JJ the jet plane from our
Dude.
childhood. That was a good
From
one.
your childhood. I did not watch JJ.
You watched it with me.
I had nothing else to do that day.
Well, wait a minute. Well, it's like, okay, the Elemental movie.
Yeah.
I can remember the first time I saw that trailer. I'm like, are you sure this hasn't been made before?
Right. Literally.
I feel like this is obvious. I feel like this is not an original idea.
What
at
if
all.
emotions had emotions, Sean?
Yeah, nothing's original, dude.
Let me say this. I once read something online that actually very much helped give me a better perspective on this, which is that what we don't care about is originality. What we seek is novelty. It's not originality, it's novelty.
Well, I was going to say the MCU, I feel like, has lost its novelty.
Indeed.
And DC is just too late.
Or they squander the opportunity for it. Like we talked about with Quantum Mania.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are in the quantum realm. This is like an exotic, weird environment where you could try all sorts of things.
Right.
And yet it all felt so not interesting.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you go see a movie like Way of Water, and it like focuses heavily on the world. It puts a lot of experimentation and stuff.
For sure.
Another note is what I enjoyed a lot about the movie Oppenheimer is I could have watched a 3-hour movie of those guys just sitting around discussing how to build an atomic bomb,
Yeah.
because that's like interesting to me. It's like Mythbusters, drawn on the blue sheet of paper with the white marker, that kind of thing.
Mythbusters is elite.
So that's the kind of stuff we need more of in media.
I think Game of Thrones is good at that.
Okay.
Dude, like, I don't want to ruin anything.
I'm never
I
going
don't
to watch it, Sean.
Well, like any listener that might be going through, it's such an old show.
The
At
show
this
is-
point, you're
there's-
done.
There are
Sean just broke down Oppenheimer.
there
You can
might
talk
be
about
there
it.
might be a billion people on this planet who are younger than Game of Thrones.
I was on the edge of my seat a lot
What kind
during
of
the
seat
show.
were you sitting in?
I just got a new couch from Costco,
Nice.
Thomasville.
Is it a sectional?
Yeah.
Does it have the middle part?
It has a.
Did you get the whole wrap job or just like a,
No, it's an L. It's like an 8 foot by 8 foot,
I see.
I think.
What'd you do with your old couch?
Sold it.
To who?
Some chump on Facebook. We paid $200 for it. And we sold for $400.
Some sucker who got caught holding the bag.
I could just see you like
Get wrecked.
inside the couch. You know how there's like the fabric underneath. Inside is just like full of like popsicle sticks, and, like cheese stick wrappers, Dunkaroos containers.
Got those at Costco right now. Dunkaroos.
They do. I saw that. Tempting,
Costco's such a great place, dude.
dude. Slice of pizza, hot dog, and a water.
They just added
$3.
roast beef sandwiches to their.
What? I'm going.
They're like $10 though.
Oh no.
They're
They just
not-
need to add subs, and
They'll
we'll see
probably be
where they
better than
fit on the
Cabela's,
list.
but jeez.
Number 5, roast beef sandwich. That's actually, I've never seen that, dude. I follow this. This is going way off the rails.
We're talking about novelty. That's the topic.
Costco is so novel.
That's the theme of this episode.
I follow this account called Costco Does It Again or something. I'm also in a Costco group on Facebook, and like people will go to Costco's in like Japan and like Norway and take pictures of all the stuff they have there, and it's just like, I want to be there so bad. I don't know what any of this stuff is.
What kind of weird things do they have in Japanese Costco?
I mean, just like tons of stuff that I don't know what it is. Just a bunch of like matcha flavored stuff.
Matcha?
The one in was it Sweden or maybe it was Switzerland? They had like so many desserts, so many chocolate type things. It's like, is 70% of the store just dessert? Maybe it was France. I don't know. But anyway,
The Costco near us, I feel like, has no rhyme or reason to its layout at all.
No.
well, that's
It's
the
like
point,
it's like here's all these shirts,
right?
and then like turn 90 degrees to your right. Okay, there's all the fish.
For sure.
Yeah.
They want to make it a maze and a puzzle so that every time you show up, it's a little bit different and you feel like you got to go down every aisle. And then you spend $190 on a pitching wedge.
Oh, it's an adventure
It is.
every time.
It sure is. But that's, that's my life.
Speaking of hot Cheeto, they just
We were a while ago, yeah.
what?
What did they do?
Costco just brought the hot Cheeto big bags.
Oh,
I've never seen that in my life.
oh no.
And Emily told me no. So when she wasn't looking, I put it in the cart and then I put something she likes on top of it. And I said, look at what I found. I got this for you. She's like, aw. But beneath it was what I really wanted.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
How much of it is gone?
I haven't started yet.
How many days has it been in your house?
Just a couple hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
But when I go home, you better believe.
God,
But no, dude, Game of Thrones is great. Transition on point.
It's good.
The show, like I was saying, you're on edge. That's where we were.
That's right.
You're on edge of the seat. So enough about Costco.
I shouldn't have asked that question.
Dude, Jon Snow is the best thing that's ever happened to the show. And it's like, you start to like certain characters and then they kill him off. And it's like, oh, but Jon Snow has made it the farthest. And he's the most honorable dude. And Ned Stark's an honorable man, but it's like, oh, you got an illegitimate son. It's kind of like the gray area, the skeletons in his closet. Oh, man. So the wife of Ned Stark hates Jon Snow because it's not her kid. So she treats him like crap.
Right.
So he just wants to be like a Stark, but he's not. They don't give him that last name.
Right.
He's Jon Snow. So
Just like Pepper Potts.
this whole story is like, I'm going to go give my life to the Night's Watch and defend the gate. And then he works his way up the ladder, and the leadership there hates him and treats him like crap and makes him do all the dirty stuff, like, I don't know, make their food and stuff. And they just treat him awful. But he's like the most even-keeled person, the smartest person, the best sword fighter. He's like the best. He earns his way to Lord Commander. He becomes Lord Commander. He fights White Walkers.
Whoa.
He beats one.
Good job.
He comes back and he realizes.
Do you know what a White Walker is, Austin?
I've seen pics.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand their capabilities or what the genesis of them is.
They're bad guys. That's all you need to know.
I don't like those.
Dude, he's like I'm married to a woman.
You are.
But Jon Snow is a good-looking dude.
Don't go further.
I would like him to be a superhero.
Oh.
I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
I think he'd be a better Blue Beetle.
Oh, no.
No, his story is so good. He's just a good dude. Okay. This guy works his way up to Lord Commander.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of hard decisions.
Sure.
And then there comes a point, his men come to him and say, your uncle who died in season 1, even though it's season 6, is alive. He's at the gate. He's made it back. Somehow he's been alive all this time. And he's like, what? Oh yeah, you got to come check it out. So he goes to check it out, and there's a sign in front of the gate that says traitor. And he's like, what? And then they all start stabbing him, Jon Snow. And all of them are stabbing him one by one, saying for the Night's Watch, because he made a hard decision that they didn't agree with. So you're like, literally, I was so angry because up to this point, this show is not a feel-good show.
Right.
Everybody you get attached to dies in a gruesome way. So they stabbed this guy, and I legitimately told Emily, I'm done. I'm not watching this show. I'm done.
Someone had to die.
Apparently they all do.
I gave up. I said that I'm so sick of how they're treating me emotionally.
Yeah.
But she convinced me I need to keep watching. So 2 episodes later, he comes back to life. Anyway.
But no, I've watched enough CW shows to know that if you just hang around, they'll come back.
I just want to say, though, the best part of Game of Thrones so far, I laughed out loud at this part because I thought it was just great writing. You've got these 2 groups of people, the people who guard the wall and the people who are north of the wall. They're considered wildlings.
Sure.
These people don't get along. They're supposed to guard the gate from these wildlings.
Right.
Okay? There comes a point Jon Snow realizes we need to become friends with the wildlings because we need enough men to defeat the White Walkers. He's like, it's not about these stupid Night Watch versus the wildlings. It's more about the living versus the dead. The living need to come together to fight the dead because he's seen what the dead can do. So he tells the Night's Watch, I'm going to let them through the gate, even though they've never been through the gate. The Night's Watch has always stopped wildlings from coming. So Jon Snow bridges the gap between these two fighting peoples. So the Night's Watch gets mad, they kill him, right?
Shoot.
Well, anyway, before that happens, the wildlings attack the wall, okay? Jon Snow has a thing with a girl who's a wildling.
Uh-oh.
They fall in love. It's actually his wife in real life,
Well, look at that.
actor and actress, so it's kind of cool. But he falls in love with a wildling, which is a no-no.
Sure.
As a man of the Night's Watch, you're not supposed to fall in love. The Night's Watch, you surrender your life to,
To
whatever.
the watching.
So there's a war between the Night's Watch and the wildlings. Some of the wildlings sneak attack the Night's Watch. They climb over the gate where nobody's guarding, and then they raid a village, and they kill everybody in the village, and then they're gonna attack the Night's Watch from the south, while the people from the north attack from the north.
Kind of
So-
reminds me of Lord of the Rings Rise to War mobile game.
Yes.
I was going to
going.
say, it reminds me of that scene from the Two Towers where the Uruk-hai are pillaging all the villages across Rohan, and there was like the little boy and his sister who escaped on the horse.
So that's exactly where I'm getting.
Nice.
So Jon Snow was, long story short, him and this wildling girl fell in love, whatever. But then he goes back to the Night's Watch. She attacks the village, and she kills everybody in the village. And there's this scene of this mom and her son, and she's like, oh my gosh, they're killing us all. You need to hide. And then she dies. So this kid runs and he hides, and his name is Ollie. So Ollie is scared watching everybody. Oh my gosh. He's watching everybody die around him.
Ollie, don't listen to this episode.
So wildlings take over this village, but this kid survives, and he sneaks away and goes to the Night's Watch. And he's like, they just killed my whole village. They're coming.
Oh my gosh.
So Jon Snow's like, we're going to take you in. We're going to protect you. You're going to be okay. And he's like, I'm good with a bow and arrow, but I can't fight with a sword. I'm like, okay, whatever you can do.
Shot, Mickey.
So fast forward, the wildlings come in. They're fighting the Night's Watch in their camp, and everyone's dying left and right, and this kid's hiding. And Jon Snow encourages him, Ollie, you need to be brave. You need to pick up a bow and do what you can. Like,
Take the shot, Mickey.
so Jon Snow's fighting like the leader of the wildlings, and he barely beats the guy. Like, he should have died. He barely beats him. And then as he beats him, right behind him, you can see the wildling girl he loves has got her bow and her arrow knocked, fully drawn, about to end Jon Snow.
You're with them now.
So they have this moment. Jon Snow's like, shoot me. And then all of a sudden the girl dies, and you look over and Ollie shot her and goes, and it's just this full circle moment where it's like, dude, the one person you shouldn't have killed, he kills Jon Snow's girl. Oh man, it is the funniest like full circle moment.
What a betrayal.
So you're telling me there's a show where people come back from the dead and Ollie is really good with a bow and arrow? Sounds like Green Arrow to me.
Not even close.
I've seen Green Arrow. I've seen enough.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good parallel.
Dang.
So that's one of my favorite parts. But
Good part.
anyway, fast forward, Jon Snow gets killed by the Night's Watch. He gets brought back to life.
Was it because he let the people in?
Yes.
Who's the one who dealt the final blow, though, Dave?
Ollie. Because the wildlings killed Ollie's village, and Ollie's like, how could you let them in?
Oh, he realizes that he was the reason that they got let in. Gotcha.
So then he delivers the final blow, kills Jon Snow.
Nice.
So then,
How old is this kid?
probably like 9, I would say, 10.
So I've got 3 years.
10-year-old. He's 10.
I got 4 years.
So Jon Snow comes back to life, and he hangs everybody that killed him.
Oh, dang.
But
Even Ollie?
the best part, and this is where I'm at in the show,
Yeah.
the Night's Watch is a life sentence. You give up your life.
Right.
Jon Snow died.
Oh.
He came back, hung the guys, and they're like, all right, Lord Commander, what's next? And he goes, my watch has ended. And you're like, you're right. Now he can go do whatever. And he's the best character, so he can get involved with everything else.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good loophole.
His story is amazing. I love Jon Snow.
I'm glad.
awesome.
I'm glad you love him. I hear everybody loves him. He's the Aragorn. He's the.
He's just a
Han
good
Solo.
dude. He goes back and takes us home, Winterfell, from Ramsay, who is the worst character in the whole show.
Like from Prince of Egypt?
Yes.
Nice.
No, I don't even know what that means, but
Ramsey.
one of the worst parts when I was on the edge of my seat, this is where I was getting all that for this. Ramsay captures Jon Snow's little brother. Jon Snow's like, all right, it's war.
Right.
So at the battle, when they meet each other, Ramsay sends his brother out to him and says, run as fast as you can to get to your brother.
Oh, no.
And while he's running, Ramsay just takes a bow and arrow. And as he gets to Jon Snow, gets shot with a bow and arrow.
Dang.
Jon Snow just goes nuts.
Dude, I love when people go nuts.
Someone had to go.
Wait a minute. A lot of people get killed by bows and arrows in this show, huh?
Yes.
I mean, how efficient is a sword then?
Well, Jon Snow kills a lot of people with a sword too.
Oh, there you go. Plot armor.
Once you've died once, you don't really give a dang.
That's true. Got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Fear the man who has nothing to lose, the rover.
Start talking to me.
What is he get worked up about in this day and age?
Starring.
And then,
Lee.
Us, you want to know the biggest shock where I'm at right now?
Bring it.
Ned Stark was best friends with the king,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Ned Stark kept a secret.
Uh-oh.
Jon Snow is the king's illegitimate son, not his. Ned Stark's an honorable man. He wouldn't do that. So you just find out Jon Snow is actually an heir to the throne. The only legitimate heir to the throne at this point in the show.
Hashtag Aragorn parallels just keep firing.
I am a prince.
He is a prince.
So Jon is on his way to maybe becoming the king.
Jonathan.
We'll see.
Jonathan, you dog. Sean,
That's
what
where
do
I'm
you
at.
think about all this GOT action?
I'm wondering, Dave, what is it about the show that you find so rewarding to your soul, even though it's got all these negative things happening in it?
I just boredom. I'm bored. I need something to do.
Do you think there's something about watching people die that makes you appreciate being alive?
Yeah.
Dang. Maybe that could be said about a lot of conflict in movies and stories. It
Yeah.
teaches us, don't trust nobody. There's consequences for your actions.
Yeah.
Save one life, might lose another.
There's not always a happy ending.
Yeah, sometimes making the right choice is the hardest choice, and sometimes making the right choice doesn't mean you can win at the end.
Yeah.
That's deep.
It is deep.
I just asked ChatGPT
What?
it thought about the Game of Thrones.
What'd it say?
It said a lot of negative things about the end of the show.
Well, don't ruin it for me,
I don't want to
please.
tell you about that.
Dang.
I think I got 13 episodes left.
Oh man, you're gonna be so disappointed.
That's what everybody's saying.
Sean, what kind of movie shows are you about these days?
I tend to find myself watching or rewatching a lot of the movies we talk about.
Yeah, like Oppenheimer for the 17th time.
Yeah. Or there was like not too many episodes ago, we kind of like referenced something about Jurassic Park, and I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch Jurassic Park.
Here's a question for you, Sean. As somebody who goes to the movies a lot, what is your like movie going routine? What do you eat or drink before?
Ooh.
During? Do you get snacks? Are you a popcorn guy? Are you a candy? Are you straight water?
Are you like McDonald's in your back pocket type of guy?
Put the Mediterranean food in your coat.
And like totally forget your salad dressing the whole time?
It was in my coat because I hid it.
That's a great question. I don't really like to. I would enjoy eating during a movie, but sitting in the seat is not like a comfortable way to eat.
Yeah,
true.
Kind of need like a mini tray table or something.
Very true.
And I also don't want to like eat too much or drink too much and then like have to go to the bathroom. I mean, I've almost never had to leave a movie to go to the bathroom.
You're a better man than I am.
Well, just because I kind of expect like I would like to watch the whole movie. I don't want to miss any part of the movie to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Especially if it's like some awful evil biological terror bathroom at the theater. Don't know what's been going on in there.
Yeah.
Word.
But I usually kind of like to absorb the movie as best as I possibly can. And there's times, I mean, I see a lot of movies by myself, which I think obviously I enjoy seeing with people, but when I see it by myself, I also like being able to kind of just process it on my own.
It was actually funny. I was running late from work and a big group of friends was going to go to Applebee's for dinner. And then we were going to go see a movie after. I got to Applebee's late. When I got there, they were already gone. They were already at the theater.
Uh-oh.
So then we get to the theater and I'm like, what are you guys seeing? And they're like, oh, we're already in the theater. We're seeing, I think it was Twilight, like the third one or whatever. And
I remember this story.
And I'm like, skip that. I don't want to see it. So I saw 007 Casino Royale. Or no, Skyfall. It was 007 Skyfall. And by the time, I never saw them because I got to Applebee's late and then they were already in the theater seeing Twilight. And I said, skip that. I'm going to see 007. And then their movie ended before mine and they all just went home. And I texted them all saying, this was a lot of fun, guys. We should do this more often.
One time a group of us were all going to go to some like event and we got there and found out that they canceled it because of like Labor Day or something. Like we just totally weren't even paying attention that the place was closed. So then we're like all in our cars in the parking lot, I guess we'll go see a movie. And we went and saw the movie Hell or High Water, which is a very good film. Hadn't heard, didn't know a single thing about it, never watched a trailer. Sometimes being able to walk into a movie like that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dave, do you see movies by yourself ever?
I don't think I've ever done that.
Wow, Mr. Popular over here.
No, I don't know. I don't like being alone, I guess.
Dang.
And yet I love it.
You're a complicated
I'm conflicted.
dynamic.
I'm never happy.
Dang, bro.
I don't know if I mentioned, I'm going to be seeing Oppenheimer a fifth time.
What?
No way.
When are you going to see it?
I will be seeing it in 70 millimeter.
See, I thought
15 perforation IMAX.
I don't know what that means. We didn't talk about 15 perforation.
Sorry.
Does that mean?
It's the highest quality of the film you can see.
I thought the fourth time you saw it was the 70.
No, I've seen it in Dolby twice and IMAX twice.
Which is better? If I go see it a one time, which one should I see?
Dolby.
Go Dolbs?
Yeah.
So
nicer seats and then
so the nuke can just rattle my brain.
Yeah, there's something about them seats just rattling you. They're like, yeah.
Those Dolbies go hard.
Blow me up.
I want them to re-release Batman featuring Robert Pattinson so I can re-see it in Dolby again.
There you go.
Yeah,
And that Mustang can just rattle my bones.
That's right.
That was good.
That scene's so hard. I actually, speaking of Batman, I saw a recut of the Ben Affleck scene in Flash when he's kind of on the bridge and he's got the, it's like there's a big explosion and he flies up and then he grapples the car.
What, there's already footage of this available?
Dude, yeah.
Well, I already edited the episode.
Well, go back, dang it. But they redid it and it was just with the classic Batman music in the background. And the scene goes 10 times harder with that classic Batman music in the background.
What's the classic Batman music? Like the Adam West or? Oh, like
just from the
Batman.
From the animated series.
Oh, from the animated series.
You know what I'm gonna do next week? I'm gonna do top 5 Batman cowl outfits. All of it, the whole package. Video games, animated series, real life.
Okay.
Me.
I didn't like that.
That's me next episode. Top 5 Batman.
Are you gonna wear your Batman costume?
I don't have one yet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That scene from The Flash,
Yeah.
I thought it was weird.
It was
like super CGI.
Yes.
Didn't care for it.
Few did.
Dave, that was the whole movie.
That's a good point.
I didn't care for the movie.
Well,
Are we talking about the scene where Gal Gadot got paid who knows how much money to be there for like 30 seconds flat?
yeah.
Okay.
And her voice is always just so like down here, just like not really excited about her being there.
Oh, that's right. In the episode we lost, I was talking about Wonder Woman.
That's right.
And remember I was talking about Wonder Woman is not a superhero.
Yes.
In her movie,
That's right.
she spends the entire story trying to track down a villain who she has convinced herself is the god of war. She's wrong, by the way.
Right.
So this entire quest is delusional, vengeant rage that is completely misguided. She's also finding herself intertwined in a political landscape that she is completely unqualified for. It's World War I. She has no idea what's going on or what she's doing. And she just assumes, I'm going to run onto a battlefield. Oh, those are the bad guys? Yeah, I'll just go beat them up into a pulp. It's like, lady, it's not that simple, okay? This is a complicated conflict.
Yeah.
You're not a hero. You're a liability. All right? And then the movie, the hero of this story, finally catches up to the villain at the end. She gets into a battle with him because, you know, by the way, she's a superhuman, so if she fought him one-on-one, that would last like about 5 seconds. But instead they like contrive this whole thing if he gets superpowers somehow and fights her. Okay, you've defeated the villain. Good job, Diana. Good job, Wonder Woman. Now what are you gonna do? So she executes him.
Yeah.
She gives like some like, I am judge, jury, and executioner monologue to him real quick. And then she just stabs him. And then she gets all bothered by like, why are they still fighting? I don't understand. I killed the bad guy. It's like it should be over, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a disaster. You're a murderer. You're a bad person.
And this conversation got struck up because we found out that they might be making a Wonder Woman 3 with Gal Gadot, and they're gonna move forward. Remember you were talking about Daisy Ridley, and how on like day one of on set for Force Awakens, somebody said like, "Ooh, that
your acting was a little wooden," and it like devastated her.
Gal Gadot is so wooden. Like every appearance she has is more and more wooden. Of just like, does she even want to be here? But I said, I actually liked Wonder Woman, and then you mentioned all of that, and then I said, I might have forgotten about the last 20% of that movie. The first 80's pretty good, but yeah, that movie did not.
And then it gets even more complicated because then her absurd theory that there's a god of war is then immediately justified later because it's the weird mustache guy shows up.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's right, Diana. It was me the whole time.
Classic.
They didn't need me to manipulate them to go to war. I just ever so slightly pushed them in that direction.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the themes of this movie are so shallow and trivial and don't actually mean anything.
Right.
And this is like, I don't know, this is actually so out of touch and insensitive to a very significant and meaningful conflict in the world. And so she fights the supervillain in some big CGI mud fest.
Yeah, it was a mess.
You don't see anything. It's just brown, black things happening on a screen. She beats the villain. No, before she beats the villain, he like presents this like whatever her name is, Dr. Poison or something, which is a thing. He like presents her helpless on the ground like, you can kill her, Diana. I'm like, look, even whether she does or doesn't, it doesn't matter. She already failed the test. Like this, we're too far gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care. She's lost. She's not a hero.
No.
She's a bad person.
I agree. Yeah.
And that's why she is presented as a very happy, very encouraging, optimistic bimbo for all those other movies. Because it's DC desperately trying to backtrack. Desperately trying to make this character likable.
Yeah.
But they can't.
I didn't see the second one.
I won't be tricked.
I heard it was good. By you. You told me it was
the
good.
second one is nobody.
Don't they like fight in a mall or something?
Nobody told you the
fight a mall?
In a mall.
Oh.
Nobody told you the second movie is good.
No, they didn't. I made that up. Well, we'll see what happens. Shout out Bill. Bill's been powering through all of our episodes. We appreciate you spreading the good news about 99 Nerds. If I had merch to give you, I would.
Shout out to your brother Chris.
Shout out to Chris. Nice comment on the last episode. You know, his greatest fear is he's not ladder match ready at any point in his life, and he may lose custody of his children, much like Rey Mysterio did to Eddie Guerrero in SummerSlam.
That was a canon event for him.
Did you shout out what's his face? Zink.
Oh yeah, shout out to Aaron Zink.
You can cut out me saying that.
Friend of the show was hyping us up.
We appreciate it. Honestly, when somebody is excited about 99 Nerds, it gets me excited about what I'm doing here. Right?
Yeah. Honestly, all I want to do is make anyone happy for just a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, all right, I guess I'll come next Monday.
Getting David's here been a struggle. No, we appreciate anybody who's listening, anybody who's watching. Get Gertie on the line. Tell her to subscribe, like, comment, post, retweet. I don't really tweet much. Nobody's on our Twitter. It's fine.
Threads. That's what all the kids are doing nowadays.
Nobody's on Threads anymore. It was like a hot button thing for 12 seconds. Threads is gone. But we'll have it.
Can Twitter just be gone too?
It is.
Do you
X.
mean X?
Can it just be gone as well?
It could be.
What if I told you?
I wouldn't believe you.
What if I told you that, the proliferation of AI, where images you won't be able to trust for much longer, video you won't be able to trust for much longer, copywritten text you won't be able to trust for much longer. What if I told you, thank God, we can all just put our phones down then.
Yeah, honestly, dude.
I don't have to worry about what's real and what's not. I can just put the phone away and oh look, everything's real again.
It's a good call, Sean. All right, well, that's going to wrap up episode 44. We can't wait for 45. We're going to come in hot. I'm going to have that top 5 Batman list, and Sean's going to be ready, and David's going to be here, probably. And we love you guys. Thank you for listening to episode 44. Peace. Peace. Peace.